Hey guys, this is Mike Maitland from Tefl Heaven. Just waiting for some other people to join there, and they have, so I'm just going to get started. So, yeah, my name is Mike Maitland. This is the first time that I've done a live. I'm doing it every day, twice a day, and that's because we're getting so many different people who want to have calls, and there's not enough staff right now to do all the calls. And so here is where I explain what it is that we do, how we help people to teach English abroad, and then answer any questions that you have about it. So, all of our courses begin with 4 weeks TEFL training in the country that you're going to go to, and then that's followed by a guaranteed paid teaching job in that country. We have 14 different locations in Europe, Asia, and Latin America, which I will go through a little bit later. There's going to be quite a short information session though. So I start off with the guaranteed paid job. So there's two types of guaranteed paid job. After the training, you've got guaranteed paid job type 1. And that is in Thailand, South Korea, and Vietnam. And just for those locations, you get a pre-arranged job. So here's your job. There you go. And you don't get to choose from a list of jobs. You can reject the job that's given to you, though. You just need to have a good reason. So good reasons that have been given in the past have been that you're in the middle of nowhere and you want to be near other teachers, or you wanted to teach a certain age range and they've given you the wrong age range, so we can change that for you. Things that aren't accepted are that you want to teach near a beach, because everybody wants to teach near a beach, and also like if you've met your soulmate on the course and they're 5 hours north and you're 10 hours south, we don't arrange that. So that's another reason. So that's guaranteed job type 1. Guaranteed job type 2 is where we give you all the resources, all the recommendations, all the school contacts, and you go and get your own job, and we guarantee that you will get a job within 30 days, but you have to apply for it. And the reason how we can do this is because there's more jobs than there are teachers. And so we also interview everybody. So if you're interested to go on our programs, we have to have a Zoom interview. We make sure that you can actually, we can envision you in the classroom. Okay, so that's for every other program. So not Thailand, not South Korea, not Vietnam. That's guaranteed job type 2. Now we're going to rewind a little bit, and we're going to talk about the 4 weeks TEFL training, because there's some people that don't understand all the reasons why that there's a training period. The most obvious reason is that you get trained, but we're going to talk about some other reasons. But you get some teaching practice, you gain some confidence, and then that helps you when you actually start your job. But the main reason, and if you ask anybody who's done these types of programs what their highlight was of the program, you might expect them to say something like, I really made a difference. Like they talk about the teaching aspect. I made an impact. Or they might talk about the travel aspect. I traveled, I explored the world. But what you'll find is that they actually say it was the people that they met and the relationships that they built. And so the first 4 weeks is where you build a community. You're in the community, you're around like-minded people who are all training to become a teacher, and you're breaking gently into the country, you're sharing new experiences together, you're with them 7 hours a day studying, and at least 7 hours a day relaxing. And so friendships are fast-tracked. You can go for a little walk by yourself. You're not stuck near them. But I still have people on my Facebook now that are 10 years still hanging about with the people that they met on their TEFL course. You really do make proper good friends. So when you get to your teaching placement, you actually have people that you want to hang around with in the evenings and at the weekends. Okay, so that's the reason why we do the TEFL training. Okay, so I've done this myself. So I went to teach English abroad in Thailand. I didn't know anything about TEFL, never heard the acronym TEFL before. Didn't know that you needed training to teach English. I just followed a girl that I fancied across the world, and she said to me, I'm going to teach English in the summer. I said, I've always wanted to teach English abroad. Can I come on your trip? She didn't like me the same way as I liked her, so she said, well, I said, don't worry, I'll get my own job. Just let me go with you guys, because there was 2 of them. It was another guy, but they weren't together. So anyway, I went. So there was 3 of us. When we arrived, in Thailand, I went to the south of Bangkok, they went to the north of Bangkok, and I started my teaching adventure. And on the first day, I got to observe a 1 hour lesson from the Thai director, and I was thinking, yeah, I think I can do this. This looks doable. And then right after the lesson, she turned around and said, "Now you be the teacher for the next 4 hours." And I was like, "What?" Like I didn't realize that this is going to be all the training that I got. And if you've ever heard of the saying, "If you get thrown in the deep end, you'll learn how to swim." Well, that didn't happen for me. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was really, really struggling. Anyway, I managed to get through the day fine, got through the week. I thought I was doing okay, but I did not get through the month. They actually fired me after 3 weeks, and it's because of a kindergarten class that I was a part of where they were bored. I was bored, they were bored. I didn't know how to engage them, and the school complained, and I got fired. And I don't know if you've ever been fired before, but it really crushes your spirit. It really destroys your self confidence, and that was what happened to me that week. It's one of the hardest weeks that I've ever been through, and I just resigned myself to walking around Thailand as a tourist for the rest of my time. So I went to go to a shopping mall, and I stood waiting for the bus to take me to the mall. And after an hour, the bus didn't come. And so that meant that I was standing there, not able to go anywhere. I looked behind me, there was a language centre. I went in and I showed them my working visa and I said, "Do you have any jobs?" And they said, "Yes, we do." I got another job within half an hour, and it was teaching adults this time, so it was much, much easier for me. And then this girl and this guy, they were not having the best of times together, having a couple of disagreements. They wanted to go to an island trip for the last 10 days, but they didn't want to go as a couple. So they invited me. So we went as a three, and she let her hair down a little bit. She got to know me a bit more, and we dated when we got back to the UK. And then a year later, we were married. We were in Thailand again, and this time I got properly trained in Tefl. I knew what I was doing. Kindergarten became my favourite class, and then when we left Thailand that time, we started recruiting people to go there, and it started getting more and more. We started recruiting people to Costa Rica, then other locations, and now, 12 years on, thousands of people have been sent to teach English abroad in 14 different countries, and we still live in Thailand together with our 5 kids. And so Tefl Heaven is our family business. This is what we are passionate about. We want to make sure that everybody's looked after. We're not a large corporation, so we pay attention to the names and not the numbers of people. And if anything does go wrong, I am there very, very quickly, like a shot, to make sure that everything is going to go well for our candidates. Okay, so that's what we do. So each of our programs has a cost to it. And we have programs in Europe, Asia, and Latin America. And the difference between teaching in Europe, teaching in Asia, and teaching in Latin America, I'll explain it to you right now. So in Asia, that's where the money is to be made. So you can normally save about $500 to $1,000 a month if you teach English in Asia. The countries that we have are South Korea, Japan, Bali, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and I might have forgotten one, Japan. Did I say Japan already? And so in these countries, you get paid a good amount of money, and you can save between $500 to $1,000 a month. You also mostly need a degree to teach in these countries, but if you want to go to Cambodia, that is a country where you don't need to have a bachelor's degree to teach English legally. So Cambodia is very much a hotspot for people to go and teach. Then we have Latin America. So most of these places as well, you need to have a degree. Mexico is one place where you don't need to have a degree. You make pretty much about as much as you spend when you're in Latin America. So you're not going to be rich. If you do budget, you'll be able to save about $200 a month. In most cases, in Mexico, you can save a little bit more. And then there's Europe, and so Europe again is like Latin America, but different. You get paid more money, but there's much higher costs, and you normally wouldn't. You normally have to go to the grocery store and eat inside and cook yourself. Whereas in Asia, you're eating out at every meal. Every meal is like $1.50, and also the same in Latin America. So you eat out a lot in those countries, and in Europe, you don't eat out much because if you eat out once, it costs you maybe $50, and that might be your groceries for the week. Also, you normally live in a flat of professionals, so in a shared apartment when you're in Europe, because that keeps the costs down. Whereas in Latin America and in Asia, you're going to have your own apartment, at least one room, possibly two rooms, and so that is that's the scenario of each different location. If you have any questions, then you can post it in the YouTube chat. But I'm going to just share some more information with you about some of these programs. So someone asked some questions about Peru earlier, so I'm just going to answer those questions. So hold on a second. Okay. All right, so the training that we have in Peru is 4 weeks in Cusco, Peru. So that's where Machu Picchu is. So if you ever want to go there, then you'll be right next to it if you're on the course. The accommodation during training, you can have a host family for $665 for 4 weeks, or you can have a private apartment for $495 for 4 weeks in Cusco. And there's also a hotel for 4 weeks, which is like $1,620, or you can find your own accommodation. You need to have a bachelor's degree to be able to get the guaranteed job, and you also need to be native English. In Peru, they want you to be native English. So the average salary is about 450 to 500 USD a month. The average living cost is about 350 to 450 USD a month. Now, what are the types of jobs in Peru? Well, they're mostly language centers, 99% language centers. So what that means is that you would get 2 days off during the week, but it might not be Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday might be the busiest days because that's when people go to the language center to learn English. You're not in a school. A school would be Monday to Friday, 8 till 4, and you'd be like the one teacher in that school. You might be one of many teachers in the language center, and you might be doing other work as well. So you might have private students, and you might have like a business English class. You might have a class of kids. You might teach all different age ranges. So younger kids, teenagers, you typically will have between 2 to 5 in each class. The length of contracts in Peru are between 6 and 12 months. So obviously employers want you to be there a lot longer, but if you can't, then obviously you can leave after 6 months. So that is about Peru. If you are interested in any of our programs, there is an application process. So you can go to the website www.teflheaven.com. How can I put that up here as that text? So I think I can put this in on the screen /apply. There you go. So yeah, you can go to that website there and apply. It's a 2-minute application form, and then we arrange a Zoom interview, and then at the Zoom interview we ask you questions about how well you adapt to being in the country, and why you want to teach, why you want to go to that country, and we just have to envision you in the classroom as well. So that is it. So thank you very much. I will be back again at 2 p.m. and I appreciate you staying for the session. All right, thank you.